Welcome to EasyCart. In this video tutorial we're going to walk through how to set up the ever complicated VAT taxing system. And a lot of European countries like VAT. There are some other countries that use EasyCart as well that use something similar to VAT. And so let's take a look at how to set up and establish this. There's a lot of parameters and a lot of variables. It really depends on country to country what is needed. And we have found, just in our experience at EasyCart, what works best in one country does not really fit the other country, and everybody has different needs. So we may or may not have those exact solutions. So let me walk through what exactly we do, and you can kind of see how it might best fit for your business. Now, before we start, I've just got some demo data here. One thing I like to do is open your products first. And every item can have VAT enabled or disabled. And I've seen a lot of people sit and struggle with VAT because they didn't have it enabled at the product level. For example, if I open up this item, we can see under tax options that I have VAT on or off. And so make sure you go in there and set that to enabled, or else no matter what you do, this item will never get calculated. And I've seen a lot of people struggle there. So let's go ahead now and take a look at the settings. And I'll go to the tax section under financials. And in our previous video we talked about state and tax and country tax, global and duty. We're going to focus just on setting up VAT options right here. So the first thing you do is you enable VAT, and you'll see you get a lot more information here. Let's go through these one by one. The first thing we want to do is take a look at VAT by country or not. By default, you can have a default rate, and maybe you want to just set that to 20%. And let's take a look if we just add a product here. Go ahead and select a size. And you'll see right off the bat that we have two items in here for $91, and VAT is just calculating by default 20%. Okay, so it's getting added to whatever that value comes out at on there. Now, some of the other options we have here is maybe you want to do it by country, and if you turn this feature on, you'll notice this whole section down here appears. And this is where you can specify individual countries. For example, I have the United Kingdom here at 12%. You can add whatever you need to for this section. Let's say, I don't know, France, let's do 7%. And now you can have VAT dependent upon each country. If the default rate will be 20, if they fall into one of these countries, they will see their rates. Now, there's a couple ways you can do this. You can do it right here in your VAT countries. You might also come over here on your left, and if you go to countries, this is just where you can have enable and disable every country in your checkout system. You can also edit any of these and go through and edit the VAT rate as well. So if I jump here to the end, and let's just take a look at the United Kingdom, for example. You can see we have that 12%, so maybe I want to change that to 18%. Okay, you'll see that back in your tax panel as well. It's actually editing the exact same place. So here we've got the UK is now 18. So again, you've got this section. You can edit your VAT rates for countries, or you can do it back in the country section over there. Same place. So here we've got, again, default. We've got the UK set up to a special rate if we want to VAT by country. Okay. We also have include in price. Now, if you take a look at our totals here, this is adding on top of our total. Now, some countries, they want to include the VAT in the actual price. And what we do here now, if we refresh, we actually calculate, kind of reverse engineer it. So we take the total of the products, we back it out to 20%. And so you'll see calculations here if your VATs are included in the price. So we have that option. You can also do VAT on shipping, And you can see here we've got a basic shipping charge. If we refresh, we're going to get VAT calculated with the addition of our shipping on there. And you can see the VAT went up just slightly. Okay, so we've got those options. We also have a business rate, so if you do want to have a different rate for a business, you can do that. And as a user checks out, they will actually be able to add a company address in here and a company name. And if they do, then we know that we're going to go ahead and charge them at the business rate instead of the defaults on there. We also have some different rounding. I know some countries round to every 5 cents or 1 cent. It just depends on your needs here, so we do have kind of an advanced option if you need to manipulate that. The next option, last one here, is we have validate your VAT registration number. If you enable that, you will see that you have a Vatlayer section down here, and it's just asking for a Vatlayer IP or API key. And so if you've never used vatlayer.com, you can come out here. It's a free service. You can sign up for it and just enter your key here, and it will connect and actually register or check the registration numbers if you want to collect those. Now, it's not mandatory in every place to do that, and so let me show you how to get valid VAT registration numbers. You'll see here in our regular checkout, it's just asking for the company name, address, city, province, or state, so on and so forth. Okay, let's go ahead and select UK, for example, and you've got all your different provinces here. As you want to collect that registration ID, that is over in our products or our checkout settings. So if I go to checkout, this is where you can establish what fields show up, whether or not you want to have a second address line or a phone number or a company name. You'll see an option here for VAT registration number, and if you turn on that, you will then see a spot for people to enter their VAT registration number. And if you have the Vatlayer IP section turned on right here, that will actually validate the numbers. Again, not every country is the same. Some people just want to collect the VAT number. Other people, they want to actually do a check against it, so we give you the option to do kind of as much as you need there. So that's how our registration process works if you need that. And this will pass on through to your orders as you view an order. Now let's take a look at the last thing, which is at the product. Now if I go to stores and let's just open up one of these, you will notice I have an option here that shows inclusive and exclusive of the VAT. So how do you turn that on? You go to your settings and products, because you're dealing with your products, and here you're going to see all of the different things that you can turn on and off for your product displays, including the VAT pricing. Do you want to show it inclusive or exclusive of VAT? Here you can see it is turned on, and that's what it would look like. If I turn it off, you're going to see a more traditional display, which is just the price. Okay, it doesn't mean you still don't have VAT. If we add an item to the cart, you still are going to have that global VAT. You can see it's being calculated. Okay. It just means back here on the product, it's not going to be inclusive or exclusive. So if you want to turn that on, and that's a requirement you need to show at the product level, we give you that feature, and you can show it here as well. And if you need to design something a little bit different, I've seen some that need to actually change this or remove it. You can use some style sheets to hide things in this section if you had to. But that's kind of how the EasyCart VAT system works. We have pretty flexible system that fits quite a few countries. Again, most of it is going to take place in our tax panel under the VAT section, and you can do countries inclusive of price. You can do VAT on shipping, default rates, including countries individually. You can also, again, like I just showed you at the product level, show it inclusive or exclusive. So if you have to use another system, if you're looking for taxes or countries, just simple country rates, we have another video to walk you through those. If you are looking for Canadian tax or even tax cloud for the US, we have video information for that as well. And so that's our VAT system. Hopefully it's flexible enough, and we'll see you in the other videos.